Hey there everybody, welcome back to Ron Hogg's Garage. My name's Jim. Today I'm back working on the Trailblazer, and I heard it called the Failblazer on another website or another YouTube channel. I thought that was pretty funny. It's an appropriate name, at least today. I had posted a video not too long ago. I put a water pump, which in real time was only a couple days ago. Well, unfortunately, here, hold on a second, I'm going to show you. See where the transmission lines are there? Those are the cooling lines that run up to the radiator. They got connections there that go back to the transmission. Well, you have to pry those out so that you can get the fan shroud out, so that you can get the water pump off. And when I move those, the lines, let's see if we can get a shot at them. The lines are rusty, and that isn't water that you see, that is oil. It sprung a leak. So, guess what I get to do today? Replace those transmission lines. So I got to take apart about half of what I put together. I got to take out the air box here, and I'm going to have to, the front shouldn't be too bad, but I'm going to have to go back to the transmission and unclip them. And I got a new set standing by. So, thought I'd bring you along, see what kind of misery we can get into here, and put some fresh lines in. Been sitting here a while. I wish there was a little less washer fluid in here. And it's not heavy, it's just awkward heavy. Oh yeah. There's a little wire clip down here you got to take off. That makes it real heavy. Alright, let's give you a better look here. Can you see right here? Let's see. There we go. I got headlamps on. Let's see if we can get this. There we go. See how rusty that is? The connector's all corroded. The plastic clip here is broke. I'm going to undo the ones from the radiator first, get them unclipped here, and then work on the ones to the transmission itself. So next step, underneath the radiator. So the only difference between these and the factory ones are these connectors. Instead of the clips that are factory, and this is the break point right next to the radiator. They still have the factory clip that would go in the radiator, but at the halfway point they just have these brass connectors, which is fine. No big deal. I don't care. Won't make these are probably just as easy, if not easier. If you've ever wrestled with those clips, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to yank one of them here from the radiator, and I want to make sure I get the right lines to the one that pumps out to the cooler and the one that pumps back to the cooler. So I'm just going to work on one side at a time. See if you can see this here. So these little clips, I have no plans on keeping this one. It came out pretty good. And really all you got to do is get them out of there. And this one's so corroded, it's not too much of a big deal. I'm going to get a pair of needle nose so I can get that off. Okay, so I lost the clip, but that's no big deal. I got extras. And I'm going to put a little bucket under there to catch whatever transmission fluid comes out of there so it doesn't leak all over my blanket. So there was no way I was going to get those connectors out, so I just cut them with the side cutter. Alright, so now I'm going to take this one off and then replace the one that went to it from the back. There we go. Just like that. So now I'm going to get a paper towel There shouldn't be a lot of oil in there, but there's going to be some. Move the light, put that there, and here we go. If I don't get any on me, it'll be a win. And it looks like a win. Nice. Stick that over there. And then find its cousin here. And just put that back in there like that. That's perfect. And find that clip. Got it. Nice. Let's see. Shoot, I'm gonna have to take it back off. I forgot to put the little rubber washer around it. And you want that. You want this piece. It keeps that clip in there from anything bad happening. If you know what I mean. Get that snapped on there. It'll never, that way the clip doesn't come off. Let's see how they got the mechanical brass connector there. Now on the other one, they've got the flare nut, or the connector between the two. And then on the other two lines, they have the exact opposite. They cleverly use the mechanical connectors so that you can make sure that you don't hook up the wrong lines, which is kind of clever. That's pretty clever. I got to hand it to them. So you can't really mess it up if you have those. Now, if you get the factory replacements and you just have the clips, you got to be careful you don't get them accidentally switched. I don't know if it's, I mean, it is just going to the cooler, but they do have a direction for a reason. I don't know what it is, but you'd hate to find out the hard way why it's not the way it is. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get that other one off the transmission. So, I got the front halves of the transmission lines connected to the radiator. I jacked the engine up, I jacked the truck up, climbed underneath, and was expecting as much room in there as in the Tahoe. And guess what? There is not as much room as there is in the Tahoe. You would probably have to drop the, and you notice what I'm saying here, you would probably have to drop the exhaust system, maybe even the cross members, or be a contortionist, come in through the frame rail on the engine side, which I don't even know if it was possible to do that. I don't feel like spending the next couple hours on my back. If there's a lift, piece of cake. If you don't have a lift, you're going to spend a couple hours on the ground. So I'm not willing to do that. I just called a garage down the street here. They're going to finish it up for me. So you've been warned. The front half is easy. The back half, oh. And if you got a rusty truck, this one isn't bad. If you got a rusty truck and you got to fight those nuts and bolts to get that cross member out and get that exhaust system down, whew. I cried uncle, and I just made an appointment to take it to get it worked on. So I wish I had better news. If nothing else, this is a heads up for you. It's tight in there. And there's a heat shield that I would imagine would probably cut you 3 ways, deep, wide, and frequent. So I guess if you learned anything from this video, it's that. If you like an occasional pro tip, hey, click that subscribe button down below. Smash that like button. But yeah, that's a tough one. So you've been warned. All right. Or maybe you already know. All right. Have a great afternoon.